Hey crafters, it's Shay, and for today's video, we are going to be making these cute little Santa treat trays. So with this project, it's a great one to make to gift, of course, but it sells very well. So if you have a Cricut business or you're looking to make some side income with your Cricut machine, look into selling these. There are tons of different ways and variations to make this type of project that sells very well, specifically these Santa treat mats and trays, which we'll get into in a little bit in the video here. So let's get started. So what we're going to do is first create some type of guide for my design. I went ahead and I measured out the size of cutting board. So I'm going to select unlock and I'm going to make the height match, and then the width was 13. So to make this into a guide, what you need to do is go to this operation button, click the drop down and change to guide. This is going to make sure that my Cricut does not cut this out. It makes it this pink border, but it gives me quite literally a guide or a template to be able to know exactly the border and the outline that I need to create into. Like, I can't have my decal go outside of this or it won't fit. So what I'm going to do is go to one of the images that I've already uploaded from Creative Fabrica. I of course will leave it linked down below, as I always do, but let me go in and pull this one. So we have this, and I could cut it out on a larger Cricut mat. If you have the 12 by 24 mat, that is perfect, then you should be good to go. But we're going to change it up a little bit for someone that maybe doesn't have that mat. So what I'm going to do is put it to size. I'm going to go up here and select ungroup. So now this gives me access to different parts of the design. So I'm going to move my guide here, and I am going to go ahead and combine these ones together. We're going to just select attach. I'm going to move it aside and I'm going to combine these ones together. So now if I have just a 12 by 12 mat, I can easily cut these out without having to go out and purchase a larger mat, because otherwise your Cricut will say, uh-oh, it's too big. And then I can kind of rearrange them and make them fit once they're cut. Now I do want to go in there and add the children's names. So I'm going to go on over to text, and I'm going to type out their names. So we're going to do this, and I'm just going to make it a different font. Actually, I don't really mind that font, but I think we could do something a little bit cuter. I am going to do something that is a little bit thicker of a font so it's easier to read. We could shrink this down and that fits perfectly. So I really like how that looks, and I'm ready to go ahead and cut this out. So we're going to go on over to make it. Now you're gonna see it's going to be super jumbled up, okay? We have parts here, there, whatever, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it out on separate mats, and that's what I'm going to have to do if I only have a 12 by 12 mat. If you have a 12 by 24 mat, you're able to kind of stretch it out long ways, but we're going to do it the more budget-friendly option for those crafters that don't have the larger mats. So select continue, and I'm going to select vinyl as my material and start cutting this all out. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the white, and then I went in and changed it to red and black. So 3 colors. My original plan after cutting this permanent adhesive vinyl was to add it to a wood cutting board. It did not stick. There was no way it was going to stick, and I didn't feel like painting it or adding Mod Podge. So I picked up this tray that I had in my home. You could grab one from one of your local thrift stores. I mean, they have tons of options. It's just a cheap little plastic tray, and I went ahead and started adding the vinyl. I did have to go a little slowly to pull up the letters because, as you can see, the corners of this tray are a little ribbed. So I kind of had to go with the shape of it, but it was really easy compared to trying to stick it to the wood grain. As you can see, I did go back in on Cricut Design Space and adjust some of the colors to add a little pop of color on the word Santa and on the candy canes, just to make it a little more fun and interesting for the kids. As you can see, even if you have a Cricut Joy, you can do a project like this. You can see here that I went ahead and I sliced out, ungrouped, and welded certain parts together. That way it would fit on my mat. If you have the Cricut Joy, you could do the exact same thing. Depending on what type of project you're looking at doing, that could be more tedious than not. But for something like this, it's fairly easy. It's maybe about 5 or 6 cuts, and you can make a beautiful project like this even with a Cricut Joy. I did use my Cricut Maker for today's project, but Cricut Explorer, whichever one you have, as long as it can cut vinyl, you're good. I wanted to mention that because I do get questions sometimes from our lovely Cricut Joy users asking, hey, can you share projects that we can do as well? Well, yes, I sure can. And this one is actually one of them that you can do as well. So that is a really great little option for any of us crafters. I love how quick and easy this project was. This is such a fun one to be able to gift to someone, and these sell very, very well. So I also do a version of this on heat transfer vinyl with some fabric placemats that I pick up at my local Dollarama, Dollar Tree. You can even get ones that are polyester at the Dollar Tree, and add some heat transfer vinyl, sublimation, infusible ink, do the exact same thing, and those sell really well as well. So something to look into if you have a Cricut business or you're looking to make some side money with your Cricut. These are great ones. People love personalized items for their children, grandkids, gifts. So it's a really good one to gift and then make and sell as well. I will see you in tomorrow's Craftmas video. If you didn't know, we're posting a crafty video every single day in the month of December to get you crafting with your Cricut. Whether you're a new Cricut crafter or intermediate Cricut crafter just looking for some ideas, we got them here. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!